Hey, so I'm Gopita, Katharine Manning, and I'd like to start a series of forgiveness meditations because I found that as this post-COVID stuff happens, I'm getting more and more tense and more hard and thinking it's time to be spiritual. And it has a lot to do with grief. And grief doesn't have to have, there doesn't have to be, well, I'm so grief-stricken, I'm sad. It's not like that. So I'm just going to read something from Stephen Levine. And it's called Undoing the Heart's Armor. It's very short, and then we can do some grief meditations in the next couple of videos. Along the path, I don't know why I did that. I think everything's so sad right now. Along the path of healing that leads into the heart, one is called upon to examine grief. Grief is the binding alloy of the armoring about the heart. As if touched by fire, the mind recoils at losing what it holds most dear. As the mind contracts about its grief, the spaciousness of the heart often seems very distant. Some believe they have no grief. This is another aspect of our rigid denial and self-protection. Some may even say, I haven't lost anyone. Why should I be grieving? If only it were that simple. Now I want to interject here about grief. Well, I'll interject later about something. Most of us picture grief as a momentous sadness, but it is much subtler than that. Everyone has grief. Everyone seems to have some unbalanced tally sheet with life, some unfinished business. Each of us has an incompleteness with the past and with ourselves, a fatiguing self-consciousness, the predominant theme of the unfinished symphony of the mind's yearning. Our grief manifests as self-judgment, fear, guilt, anger, and blame. In this response is our insistent mercilessness with ourselves and with the world that has hardly let us in, and with the world that we hardly let in. Our grief is our fear of loss, our fear of the unknown, our fear of death, our fear of what is coming around the next unknown corner. Grief is the rope burn left behind when we have held to most dearly, what we have held to most dearly is pulled out of reach, beyond our grasp. I used to say it this way: you don't have grief. Have you noticed how you feel on Sunday afternoons, noticing that the weekend is getting to be over and Monday's coming? That is grief. The 10-pound weights so that you can handle the 100-pound weights when they come. So we'll do some grief meditations, which is really some forgiveness meditations. Forgiveness, soft belly, all those things that I haven't done in a while, but I need. So I'll put them on video. Maybe you'll join me. Okay, thanks. I'm Gopita, Katharine Manning, and this is something's biting me on the back. This is a very strange time, and I think we can all get through it. For me, I just have to admit that it's a tough time, and anger, grief, two sides of the same coin. I'll see you later for the meditations.